Hello folks, welcome back to the amazing paper server. This is Grain. I'm back looking at you from my throne. It's a very modest throne, I know, but it gives me some lovely views. And you'll see something has changed my base. And that is something that I've needed for a long time, and that is a little bit of security for me and for my villagers. Quite simply, I've been killed way too many times. Let's have a look here. I've never been killed by a cod, which is comforting, or a cave spider, but creepers. Although admittedly I've done quite a few over on them than they've done on me. Drowned, yeah, all these nasty things that live in this world of ours. They've killed me once, the pillagers. Skeletons, quite a few times. But either way, these nasty folks keep coming in my village. I've been killed by skeleton arrows. I've been exploded by creepers. Although I'm more worried about the things I'm building than me. And of course, also my villagers themselves, my wonderful trading villagers that have been so useful for me, regularly have their faces eaten off and become zombie villagers, and they're not very good for trading when they're in that kind of mood. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. If I can get my controls correct, I'm gonna get out of my throne, and we are going, first of all, actually I wanted to show you this area, which I don't think I've shown you on camera before. This is one of the corner mansions around my town centre, and this was the one that was decorated by Lovejoy, who, if you haven't checked out his videos, please do. I'll include a link to him and to all the other content creators on this server in the description for this video. But I didn't show this on camera because I showed the bottom floors but not this, and he's done something quite unique here. So I asked him for a map room and kind of an officey area. This is the officey area, I believe, with some spectacular views, if only the draw distance was a little better. We can see a little bit over our town here, down there. But what I really like, oh yeah, also there's a map room in here, which, as you can see, is lacking a certain thing called a map in there. Enough room for plenty of maps though, so I'll have to get onto that at some point. But he thought that this little area here, ignore the rope there because that would make this very difficult for this plane that he's built. It's kind of like a biplane. I think, if I just noticed there's actually a boat up there. Can I? Oh yeah, I can. Flying. I'm in a biplane with a view over the sea. How do I get out of here without moving the boat? There we go. Okay. Right. Yeah, and I think this redstone probably looks a lot better when it's not got a resource pack making it go all boxy and square. But there we go. I thought I'd show this because I like it. And yeah, we won't talk about what that's doing here. So, security. How have I improved security? Well, as you can see here, I've been busy. In between videos, I think my last video about the Pimp My Chunk competition was some time ago. I think it was about 2 weeks ago since that was announced, but I've been busy securing my base, and here we go. We have walls and some lookout towers as well. Now these probably overkill. I think they're almost certainly overkill, but they give my town a nice edge, if you like, kind of a city limit, town limits, if that's such a thing. And it protects from the nasties out here, although I have spam torched this area around here so you don't get too many on this side. There are a few caves and things around that tend to emerge from at night. So I've got a bit of work to do out here. I want to do a little bit of landscaping. I've already started, as you can see, but it's a bit too square and boxy and uniform for now. I think I will probably look at sort of a agricultural type of area, so crops, but more crops for aesthetic purposes than for actual crop generation purposes. So maybe a few little farmhouses and some quite large wheat fields, etc. Just to finish off the end of this land mass here, there's a river going there. And just out of interest, over here, just beyond the sunflower, is my skeleton farm. So we're actually getting closer and closer and closer to that. And I've also the start of a road I've built there, which I'm going to eventually build all the way back to the spawn town, where my pub and some of the other Paperites have set up certainly their starter bases at least. But anyway, let's continue. We have a gatehouse. If I come down here, we'll drop down there, and we'll drop down here. And let's have a look. This gatehouse, of course, the baddies can just walk straight through. But I think what I will probably do is use a combination of cats stationed in these corners here, and some iron golems possibly roped to, tethered to the actual gate itself. But it looks a bit different. The walls are a bit different on the outside than they are on the inside. But yeah, I'm really loving it. There's quite a lot of spruce gone into this, and I've used the actual spruce logs rather than within the town. There's quite a lot of stripped spruce logs, but I think I just like the darker colours for the periphery of the town. And of course, we have what appears to have turned into our town's colours, which was started by what you can see from the loaded part of the balloon up there. Red and white is the sort of theme that I've adopted for this town. And the other side of the gate, we have the wall continuing. There's a bit of a hill here, which I've had to sort of reduce a little bit, because it was proving a bit of a challenge to get the wall high enough to actually keep the intended people out. I mean, you could really ask the question, does this wall keep baddies out, or potentially keep the residents of the town in? Who knows? Depends on your kind of perspective on life, I guess. Are you a glass half full or glass half empty person? Either way, we have a wall now that has a gatehouse, a tower, 2 towers even, and a very dangerous spot there which I need to fill in. And the wall continues all the way here up to, or almost up to, my castle, what is now turned out to be a mushroom castle. So yeah, these unsightly torches, they really do need to go, and unlikely that I'll get around to removing all of them. I tell you what I am really looking forward to, and that is 1.18 update even, when you do not need to spam torches everywhere to stop hostile mobs from spawning. So for 1.18, if you are not aware, there will be a spawning rules are changing slightly. Well, I say slightly, it's pretty significant. I think they're going to be a rule now where only mobs or hostile mobs spawn in 0 light conditions. So that makes things a lot easier. So at the moment, if you were to look here, I've got my light level overlay. We have everything that is in green. Hostile mobs will not spawn there, but everything that is 7, light level of 7 or below, hostile mobs will spawn, just like our 8-legged friend over there. But with 1.18, we will see a different way of working. It has to be 0. The light level has to be 0 for hostile mobs, or most hostile mobs, to spawn. So that means in this situation, we can have darker environments without fear of walking into trouble, and a lot less torches. It should reduce a fair amount of lag, I'd imagine, as well, in that case, because you're not having so many entities. You think about it, each one of these torches is animating itself a little bit, and that will certainly save some resource on servers, for example. So what are we going to do up here? So the wall sort of abruptly ends here. It's taken me a long time to do this, and to be completely honest with you, I'm fed up with building walls. So I've stopped it here, and I'm trying to think about what I'm going to do. I'm thinking possibly just to finish off this kind of protective wall around the town. I might have some kind of fort, perhaps something in a slightly different style, more brick or stone possibly a little bit more ruined, a little bit older than the rest of the town itself, and it will sit on top of this hill here, just at the end of this wall here. So it will then take the protective wall around the town up to here, and that's probably all I will do for now, because we're using the rivers as a natural protective barrier. So we may well look at building that in this episode. I'm not quite sure yet exactly what we're going to be moving on to. The other plans I've got are this area here. I'm thinking of a sort of a church, some sort of church. I think all of these got these medieval towns. I mean, certainly in all the films and in all the sort of art and photos I've seen of old medieval towns that have been preserved from medieval times but still have that medieval character, they pretty much all have some sort of place of worship. And so I think a smallish church in this space here will be quite nice to, I guess, to complete the town within the wall. So we have a fort to come, we have a church to come, we have a fair amount of decorating and sort of general aesthetic touches and detailing, I guess you could say, to do. But other than that, I think the base will be pretty much done. I did mention this iron farm in the last episode, and I could do something about it, or I could just try and ignore it and see what happens. I mean, it gives me loads of iron right on cue there, but it looks a bit out of place. So whether I do something with that, I don't know. We'll see what happens later in the season. Any comments about this would be great. I mean, what do you think? Is it too much? Does it overpower everything? Does it take away from the buildings, or does it add to it? Does it kind of add a nice sort of more complete feel to a town that is a little bit safer from the nasties? Anyway, before we move on with the base, I decided I'll try and do something different. I'm a bit fed up with my base area. I want to change of scenery, so I've actually offered to help Lovejoy with his base. It's around here somewhere, but when I do find it, I'm going to help him build a villager breeder. And it's not something he's done before, so I'm sure he'll have plenty of questions. One thing I do need to ask you is, where do you want the babies to go? Do you want them to head this way towards your main base bit? They'll be underground, so it's easier. It's just less transport to do if you want them to go that way.
Probably best to go that way then. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to need to mark this out. 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. So this is the middle. Right, so this line here can be filled in with cobblestone. If you got some cobblestone, you can just fill this in.
The whole line?
Just that whole, it's 4 either side of this bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this bit here. This is the actual. Yeah. Wonderful. So this is the actual farm area here. So this is, if you could grab a hoe and just hoe everything within this square, please.
Wait for the bucket. There we go. Just in case.
Yeah. Yes, this breeder is ridiculously simple.
Good, I suppose. I just had like no idea what to do, so I was like,
Yeah, there's only some.
The idea of just having villagers sort of wandering about the place, but
Yeah, a bit of life, a bit of life about your base.
Yeah.
So all I'm going to do is just put four columns here, and then the rest of it's all glass. It probably doesn't fit in with your base, but obviously for testing purposes it makes things a lot easier to have glass.
Yeah.
So you can see what's going on, and basically we need the loving to happen. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
There should be another column, stack of glass in my shulker if you want to grab that.
Just do the other two.
Yeah.
Other two sides.
Get some
Sorry,
torches
if you
going.
start hearing some random spooky zombie noises, I'm fairly certain there's a cave underneath here somewhere.
I did
Fairly
hear a
close to the
zombie earlier.
surface.
Yeah, it was really close.
Kind of keep hearing it, but I can never see them, so I'm like, it must be underground somewhere. But,
What you could also do actually, if you've got enough glass blocks, is just you can just cover it up the roof.
go up the roof.
Yeah.
The same level.
You just needs to be they just need to be too high. So yeah, just as you've done there, just across.
The way whilst using voice chat, I thought it was Discord chat for a second there. You'd be able to hear me.
Yeah, you
it
trailed off. It worked.
But I
It
thought,
worked very well.
Yeah, I'll just be able to use TNT to blow up this mine shaft, to blow a mine shaft down to Y level 0, so I could just have a really kind of organic shape. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna need gunpowder for that, and it just I could never get it to work. So now there's just like a hole in the corner of my base. I'm like, oh, it just looks
Oh dear.
ridiculous at the moment. But I haven't even gone back to that world yet in a while because I've been focusing on this. It's been where it's so much different. It's been so much more fun. So I'm like, yep, I'll focus on this. Done.
Yeah, it's better when you've got other people to sort of work with and to even just to look at what you're doing and sort of help out and stuff.
Yeah.
So right, so what the idea is? Are we out of glass? Is that the last?
Yeah, I ran out.
Is that the last?
Well.
Okay, never mind. We just have to remember not to fall in. So
Yeah.
there's another. Oh yeah, down here. So basically, we need to get. I forgot to get rail, and we need rail to get 2 villagers inside this glass cubicle.
Oh, luckily, we've already got a hole to get them down.
Exactly. So we just need to construct some rail to get them up the top here, get them out of the boat and up in here, which is the most fiddly bit. Everything else is really easy. So I'm just going to finish this off here because this is the bit here where they make babies in there.
Yeah.
There's a 1 block high hole here for the baby to run out, and there'll be some beds here, and the babies just love to jump on beds. So, exactly. So it's just ridiculously simple because the babies will come out. They'll think, "Oh, beds, wonderful," and yeah, I've gone for a nice green colour. I don't know why. Fits the marshy, swampy vibe.
Yeah. Plus, it's my favourite colour, so even better.
Okay.
Appears there may be a wandering trader in about the place. Kind of hidden. Yeah, there is.
Okay, so
Yeah. There we go.
there you go. They're so annoying, aren't they?
Oh, it's just especially when they're invisible. It's like just here. Right, where's that come from?
So, do you have any fences by any chance?
I can go and make some.
Yeah, I just need I think I need about 7 or so.
7, cool. I can make that.
Yeah, cute.
Right. Got some. So whereabouts did he?
They need to go with these 4 cobblestone blocks are here.
Is that on top of them or just?
Yeah, on top of them.
So just like that.
Yeah. So the idea is we're making the baby come where this cobblestone block is here,
Yeah.
and also, in fact, we need to block this off as well. So this is where they'll fall down. I'm just using random blocks here.
The fun of building in a swamp. There's just water everywhere.
So yeah, we'll work on that another time. I think the hardest thing is going to be getting the villagers in, and then it takes a little while for the farm to kind of prime up because they need to get enough carrots in their inventory to throw at each other, and that's how the baby making happens. So I also need you to put a fence post on these two bits of dirt here. Thank you.
Yep.
And then if you could grab a couple of actually no, I'll do it. I'm already here.
Alright.
But you can, like I say, all the blocks can be changed to suit your palette if you decide it's not for you. So that will just make them trapdoors will make the babies think they can walk over them to get to the beds.
Yep.
And they will just fall down instead. And to turn it off, we have a very crude. I've done one. Yeah, that is right. Okay. Right, these bed bouncing is really off-putting for me every time I jump on them. I miss my block, so.
I was like, even this, the pistons is just blowing my mind.
Yeah, so
no idea. I just don't have any idea of this. I just go, whoa.
All that does is you see these glass blocks under here. It blocks the view of the beds for the villagers, the breeding villagers, and because they can't see their beds, they no longer make babies.
Ah, makes sense.
Sometimes it can take a little while to turn off, but yeah, if you forget to turn it off as well, you might end up with sort of a whole sort of city of villagers in that little hole. But yeah, you can just use water streams to move them along.
That would cause quite a bit of lag if there's quite a few of them there.
Yeah,
entity cramming, they might just get rid of themselves.
Yeah, once there's 20 odd of them, I think it is.
Or would that need like a small? Probably need like if it was a 1x1 gap, I suppose entity cramming would kick in. I imagine.
Yeah, I think it's 20 something of them together.
Yeah.
So but yeah, you can just use water streams to sort of funnel them into what I do in mine is I have a water stream to funnel them all into a corner, and then I have a button that throws a minecart through a block, and it picks the villager up one at a time, and you can just put them in sort of sidings of minecarts, so you can choose what you want to do with them later on.
Okay, that sounds good.
So right, so we need the crop is growing, which is great. I will go back and get some rail.
Okay.
And another villager.
Okay.
And then
pistons, but there's because it's a 5-wide gap.
Yeah.
There's 6 pistons. Is that one or like is that?
Yes, that's why. Yeah, you can just get rid of that glass block. In fact, if you've got a silk touch at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you just get rid of that glass block and put another fence post in there.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I'll be back with another villager.
All right. See you in a bit.
See ya.
Fell in so gracefully.
Yes, indeed. Right. So we need to silk touch his minecart. Oh, actually, no, not silk touch. We need to get rid of his minecart. Which, if we open up, we might be able to do this. I always get the villager. There we go. Oh, he's gone straight in there. Yes, I forgot a rather crucial part of this, and that is that we need to stop the full-grown villagers from getting out. Oh, that's a rookie mistake.
I'm glad I'm not the one who made it.
But yeah, you can dig that. You can dig that square below your foot, and so he's got a step to get up. There we go, excellent. And then fill that back in, and then put that there.
Put that there. Right.
Yep. So yeah, because
that one goes.
that's perfect. Yep. So he's become a farmer, which is even better.
Perfect.
We just now need to get the other one down. I'll go and grab the other boat. Get in the boat.
Alright, I already got rid of the rails. 'Cause I just knew, like, right, that's gonna just destroy the water.
Let's let's not put this rail here for now. We just need to, otherwise he'll run out. So he's blocked in. Let's get rid of this.
I've got the minecart. There we go.
Excellent.
Get in.
They're very stubborn.
The other guy got in straight away. Come on.
Excellent. Right. Yeah. And what I've noticed is you can't push the villager into a minecart. You need to push the minecart into the villager.
Really?
Yeah. Future tip for you.
Ah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, Mr. Villager. Then power that. Oh. Give him a little nudge. We good to go?
Yep. Ready when you are. Splendid. Right, that's the hard bit done.
Fill in that little hole at the top. There we go. So, I forgot to put the carrots back.
They will do that. Don't worry. As long as it's as long as it's hoed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what this farmer will do is obviously farm the land. And then he'll see that his friend here doesn't have any carrots, so he'll throw carrots at this person, and they will then, if they've both got enough carrots, get very friendly, shall we say, and make babies. And they will then drop into this hole here. So the next step is really about what we do with them when they're down here. So there's a few options we could take. Like I say, we can use a minecart collector. But it really depends on what you want to do. I think we should probably leave this a little while anyway, because they take a bit of while to get into love mode.
Yeah. Just look at the backside here. The last line hasn't. Obviously, it's not waterlogged. Not waterlogged.
Is there not 4 either side?
I think it's
1, 2, 3. Oh right, I've done it one more. Okay, yeah. So that can be brought in by one, actually.
Just bring this in by one. I was just thinking, I wasn't sure, like, do we leave it, or will they be quick enough to kind of plant it? Because my only fear was that because obviously in the current version, if it gets dark, I just wouldn't want a zombie to just kind of spawn in there and just ruin the whole,
you're fine.
The whole thing.
Actually, that's a good point, actually. Light levels, but I think it's because it's got crops down there. Don't think they're spawnable blocks.
Yeah. I just thought, just in case, if they obviously, when they go to harvest it, if it turns to just turns to dirt too quick or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
With the jack-o'-lantern, should be all right.
It might. Should we just do it? Should we just do it while we're here?
Just move it in by.
The perfectionist in me is annoyed that I miscounted.
It's just to be safe. Let's just.
Yeah.
think I saw something. I can't remember whose video it was on. I think it was a hermit where they pointed out that even with what's it, haste 2 and like a beacon, haste 2 beacon, super like maxed up pick,
Mm.
you still can't instant mine glass, but you can instant mine stone, but not glass.
Yeah, doesn't make much sense, does it? Although, have you tried calcite? That's actually quite satisfying when you mine that. It just breaks immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't really done much exploring in the new um, generation. I've just kind of been focusing on building because that's sort of the only thing I managed. It's sort of my favourite thing to do is just build. So I've just been focusing on that. Why? Who is this? Excuse me. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. We need to make sure that one thing I hadn't considered is getting nasty things getting in, which I think it should be safe for.
Yeah, I think I filled up the hole at the top just in case.
Yeah.
Skeletons don't go off the villagers, do they?
No,
No, cool. So they're not going to fire any arrows in, so that's good.
it's just zombies and baby zombies. Baby zombies are generally the most annoying. But they will go in. They will go into the pit where the babies are.
Yeah.
So what we could do is
I mean, my
just
basement's
wall
It's
off.
not the most lit up place at the moment.
Yeah,
So,
I can see we've got plenty of neighbours watching us
yeah,
intently.
they're all kind of there. I mean, there was at one point there was a bunch of pillagers came by at a few weeks, a couple of weeks ago now. But I was like, nope, stay away, stay away.
It should be easy to. I mean, with all the marsh and stuff, it's quite difficult for them to get at you quickly, shall we say?
Yeah, that's true.
Slows them down. It's a good defensive position.
It's the creepers that sneak up on me when I just don't hear them. So I think it was yesterday or the day before. I was just nicely just stood over here, just texturizing all of the stone, just adding in some extra texture, and then just a. I was like, oh.
I do like the use of coal, by the way, coal ore.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It just sort of just a touch of. I don't know. I don't. Toot my own horn, but
Variety,
I'm gonna say it.
variety.
Touch of genius on this one. Actually, yeah, the variety just added, just because obviously all of the other ones are just grey.
Oh,
That little
hordes.
pop of black on there.
It's a new texture as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really like all of the ore textures. I am a big fan of. I understand they left the diamond one because it was for nostalgia and stuff. Part of me wishes it kind of went as well for one of these newer ones.
Yeah, they're now sort of viable building blocks, aren't they? Whereas before they would just be something you would mine eventually at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how you've used so many different types of wood, and it actually works here as well. You can tend to mix a lot of wood types, and it just looks wrong. You've got birch. Is there birch up there? You've got.
But it's birch on the sort of walkways.
Yeah.
That was one in my test world when I was building it. It was the brown mushroom block that is on the sort of the main rectangular building, going across, and it was on all of them. So even these bits were the brown mushroom blocks as well on the towers. Obviously.
Oh yes.
You get rid of that top layer, you get this one. Like it was on all of them, and I kind of was just getting sick of it. I was like, it's so samey. So I was just racking my brain to see what I could try and put in its place, and then I was like, well, birch might work. So
I think it
naturally,
does.
I had to break up the birch with the strip birch as well. I was like, I
And
can't
also
too much birch.
the podzol down here as well. Is that something you've just got from growing trees?
That was something we just got from growing the 2 wide trees, but I do quite like it. So I might.
I do. It makes it look like mud.
Add some more in. Yeah, exactly. So I think what I was thinking was having sort of crops here and there around the buildings,
Mm.
but then I might mix some of this in as well, some of the podzol to kind of break it
Ooh,
up, so it's not just like a
slime.
thick field going around.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just
It's
kind of little
it's
bits here and
also,
there.
you can probably add a bit more defences as well, I'd imagine. With,
Yeah.
spread out a little bit more. Right, so it's just a matter of letting the babies come now. Yeah, so really it's just a matter of you're going to be pottering around your base doing stuff. It's daytime now, so they breed during daytime.
Yep.
It may take a few days just to get them warmed up and get enough carrots, because obviously not all the carrots have grown yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, just give it a bit of time and see what happens, and then you may come one morning and find that there are some babies in that little pit. So
And it's just a case of just figuring out where to put them.
yeah, exactly. But we can. I'm sure you'll think of something like I can help you out with a little bit of a transportation thing if you need that done as well. But let's just get the babies coming first of all. All right. Well, thank you. I will. Yeah, I'll hope, keep my fingers crossed that works quickly for you, and of all the trading opportunities that will result.
I think the thing I'm most excited for is potentially have name tags, because especially like I think I had in a world that I played on my own once. I got a librarian because I managed to cure one villager. I was ecstatic that I had a librarian because I got a name tag so I could name him. So I was like, right, I can now name dogs, horses, donkeys, whatever. I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
They were previously a nightmare to get, weren't they? Because you had to go fishing and be very lucky whilst you were fishing, or go to find treasure or something like that.
Just hope you can find it. But
Great. Well, okay. Well, hopefully that works out. I'll come back and check probably in the morning, see how things are going. If you're not online, but yeah, fingers crossed that works for you.
all right, excellent. Thank you so much.
No problem. See you later.
All right, see ya.
It's now the next day, and we are back at the swamp. The carrots have all grown, and I can confirm that these two are getting very friendly indeed. So what I've done is remove the roof from this particular area here, because that stops them linking to beds apparently. So that's gone. It's been tidied up a little bit around here, and of course it's down here where all the magic happens. We have villagers, and these are of the swamp variety, so these are the very colourful, very flamboyant villagers when compared with normal villager style standards. So we have here a water stream where they drop into, the babies. It funnels into this corner here, and then we throw a minecart down to pull them around here. As you can see, I've done quite a few already, and yeah, we've got a bit of a collection stored up. And this video has been going on for too long, so I am going to thank you for watching. Appreciate your comments, likes, and even a subscription if you're not already subscribed to my channel. I'm up to the dizzying height of 21, so thank you very much for that. Anyway, that's enough from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good time with whatever you're doing in the next few days, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.